Hello, welcome to my workbench. I'm Doug. Hello, welcome. I am completely spanked and I have a million things to do. Some of you may or may not know my stupid table saw broke, and you can almost tell how out of level it is. So the whole body of that thing's plastic, and it completely shattered and is leaning like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it's pretty much unusable. Whoa, I really can't use it. I was thinking of building a cabinet, maybe taking her out of there and putting it into a cabinet of some type. You know what I mean? I have a bunch of more office furniture upstairs in my attic from where my old place went out of business. I was able to grab a whole bunch of stuff. It's all been upstairs in my attic for like 10 years, and I finally got to use some of it. I was thinking of maybe putting this in a cabinet and making like a cabinet saw out of it, but besides the table being crooked and the frame of this thing being busted, it doesn't like turning on. I'd have to flip the switch 20 times to get it to fire up. So I didn't really want to put a bunch of time and effort into a cabinet and have this thing die. And it's gonna. I mean, it's a shame. It's made out of plastic. That's a bummer. But I mean, keep that in mind. Plastic definitely deteriorates. It is not built for longevity, you know what I mean? It's not going to go the distance no matter how good you take care of it. It is just going to get brittle and crumble. And I've noticed the same thing with even PVC pipe, PEX, Legrees, airlines. That stuff, it all gets brittle after time and just starts crumbling. And it's a shame. 3 horsepower this thing is, and that's a lot. And this is from an era where they were putting 4, 5, 6 horsepower motors in like everything, even like a blender. That one there's a 6.5 horsepower vacuum. And this is like, you know, back in the late 80s and early 90s, they were putting some high horsepower motors and stuff. And these even will occasionally trip the breaker. And they definitely draw some power. And to buy a 3 horsepower saw now is well over $1,000. They are so expensive for that. They don't even really come that high unless it's a 220 line cabinet style stationary saw. Those you can get in 3 horse, but none of those stupid contractor ones or the ones portable ones. So that's a bone. And you know, I just turned 50 this year. I am actually getting to the point in my life where I kind of want cabinet style tools. It's weird to say, but there's some sort of, I don't know. I can't explain. I've always wanted cabinet tools. I could never friggin' afford them. They're wicked expensive. And now that I've been researching table saws for the past 2 days, the table saw market's kind of weird. It's really kind of weird. 90% of the table saws out there are the contractor style, maybe 2 feet of bed or tabletop. You know, to cut a piece of plywood on something like that's ridiculous. They're only 1.5 feet, 2 feet wide, where this thing spreads out. You know, it's like 4.5, 5 feet wide when it's all spread out. And they're all pretty low horsepower. What else? Unless you're looking at, I don't want to say professional, but close to it, where like your Grizzlies and Jets and Deltas. What else? I'm sorry, I'm scratching. I hit an itch, sorry. Yeah, the market's weird. There's really not a lot of in-between or intermediate. It is either a contractor saw that, you know, a portable little shit, or a $3,000 cabinet saw like that you would see in shop class, one of them, you know, monsters. And I don't know, I wouldn't mind one of those. You can get them as low as about 1,100-1,200 bucks. And that to me is a little bit much to spend on something I rarely ever use. So I really don't know. I also need a friggin' bandsaw. Oddly enough, I bought a bandsaw and this table saw on the friggin' same day, and they died on the same day. Well, this broke, and the bandsaw died, both on the same day. But they are 21 years old. Both of them are 21 years old, so they don't build them like they used to. You could easily get 21 years out of a old school, anything built from the 40s up to the 60s or 70s. They're still going strong because there was no plastic at all. But yeah, being that I was already starting to shop for cabinet style equipment, and I picked these up, and I'm gonna do a whole unboxing with those. Gigantic Grizzly sander with a real sweet cabinet. So I'm gonna definitely probably upgrade it to I have no choice but to get a bandsaw. That's something I really cannot live without a bandsaw. I need that more. I don't know. I'm trying to do some pretty significant projects, and I really need a friggin' table saw. So I don't know. There's a lot of things I can do with a jigsaw and a circular saw, but I also wanted to rip down a bunch of 2x4s and you know, basically use it like a joiner and just shave off the rounded edges of all my 2x4s, and you can't really do that with a circular saw or a jigsaw. And you can, but it's not that easy. It's a shame. This thing was really good. So I did back into it once 10, 12 years ago, and I busted one of the dials off, but it's very easy to go up and down with the vice grips. You could just one finger it like a power steering wheel. And it's a bummer. The fence was never that good. That fence sucked. Every time you lock it down, it just cocks one way or another, no matter how you straighten it. And you'd always have to triple measure and move it 3 times before you're happy with where it lands. What else? But it was powerful. It was real powerful. I mean, when you fire this thing up, it literally, there's a breeze in the air. You know, your hair starts to flutter. The thing's got tons of power, so it's weird. Nowadays, they really don't come like this anymore. It's either the little DeWalt's and Ryobi desktop size. Literally, you can put them on your workbench. That's how small they are. And now there are actually little workbench table saws for like hobbyists. They're all out of China, and they're real little. I imagine they're pretty crappy. I've never seen one until the Amazon era. But I am definitely going to get cracking unboxing these. I don't know, I could just do it in this video. I gotta pause it and set up a little bit. These stupid things came on a semi from Canada. I don't know how some place in Canada had these cheaper on Amazon than you can get them from Grizzly. That was kind of weird. And Amazon's really good. You don't really have to worry about stuff with them. So I was like, sure. It was like $700 on Amazon, and from Grizzly, it's like $900 plus $125 delivery. So that was weird. And I haven't unboxed it or looked at it yet. It could be destroyed for all I know. I really don't know. I got to get to it. It is heavy as all hell. So I don't know. The cabinet was like 70 pounds, but the damn box with the machine itself in it is like 110 pounds, and I friggin' almost died. I almost couldn't do it. I had getting it up 7 stairs. I almost couldn't do it. By the last 2 stairs, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And then I had to go down like 12 stairs, and it almost pulled me right down. I'm not that heavy. And boy, I thought I was gonna die about 3 different times. But it's down here. It's fucking down here. That's another thing about a cabinet saw. I don't know if I could even get it down here. I'd actually have to maybe ask a friend from work to help me. I literally have no friends at all to like ask for help, so it'd have to be a coworker. I've been dragging all this big shit down here all by myself. It sucks. And my stupid toolbox was so heavy it busted my dolly, so I had a real heavy duty dolly. This toolbox is from 1970. It's older than I am. It's 51 years old, and I just turned 50. It's a year older than me. That thing weighs like 350 pounds. It is the thickest metal. And it actually busted my dolly and went flying through my kitchen. That was nice. Yeah, that was fun. But one of the casters took a crap in the fall, so I got to pop off my casters. I'm actually going to upgrade them. These had just two stationaries and 2 swivel casters, and I really like having all 4 swivel. And one of the swivels is the one that's shot, so I'm just going to replace all 4 of them. Hopefully it'll go smooth. I will likely have to pull that bottom drawer out, which sucks. I can't get in there without. But yeah, I got so much to do, and now I'm going to start sticking with this stupid thing. But it actually is so heavy it broke my dolly, and I had to borrow one from work. And even with my work dolly, it was almost too much for me by myself. I damn near lost it a couple times going both up and down. That was not fun at all. So I don't even know if I could get a gigantic cabinet style table saw down here or bandsaw. That was the other thing. I am also at the point in my life where I am ready to upgrade to a big boy bandsaw, not one of these little 9-inch Ryobis or whatever the hells that you see all the time. I don't know if you can even make it out, but these are the most common popular bandsaws. They're like, you can find them for $100, little 9-inch, 2-3 amp 9-inch bandsaws, and you can literally get these for $100. You could go $200 for a middle of the road, $300 for like a decent grizzly. But I think I'm just like the table saw. I think I want a big boy. I am going to actually save up and put in some more overtime and get like a gigantic cabinet style kick-ass sweet bandsaw, because this thing's got no power at all. Even brand new out of the box, these are not powerful at all. The blade will stall on you constantly. You can't feed the work for crap because it just will continually stall on you because it has like 0 friggin' power. But you can get by. I mean, you just got to be patient. For what I've needed it for, it's been very, very good. It's been very good. I've never made it do any serious work, but in a pinch, this thing's great. It was very, very convenient and handy. So that I actually need also, I feel. I'm trying to justify the fact that I want to spend $5,000 on tools again, on stuff I barely ever use. The other tools, like the Milwaukee shit, I actually do use that quite a bit. This table saw and drill press and bandsaw, they really don't see that much action. That's why they always usually last me a pretty long time. In fact, that there's the top for that same box. It still has the keys too, so the original working keys. But yeah, I will actually run this video through my editor and put up a bunch of pictures of some of these saws, some of the common saws and the ones that, the cabinet style stationary saws. There's really not that many to pick from. Honestly, there's only a handful on the market. And they're like anything, I guess, you know, you can go right up to $70,000. I've seen table saws already that were close to $100,000. But a real, you know, above average one will start at about $1,200 basically. Lowe's, I'll put a picture up of this one too. Lowe's has pretty much the best one going as far as homeowner DIY type table saw. So the Home Depot tried to also come out with a big old Ridgid. I'll put screenshots of all this crap up. The big old Ridgid, which a lot of people do not like, it's had a lot of really bad reviews. Wobbly blade and just inaccurate and shitty fence, all kinds of bad reviews. But the one from Lowe's, I believe it's a Delta. I don't want to say because I'm not sure, but I'll put a picture up here in a sec. And it's a good size, pretty beefy, but it's also $700. But so the big old Ridgid from Home Depot is like $800. And your next, those are about the only two middle of the road, good size cabinet style bases before you get into the big boys. It's kind of weird. There's very few in the middle. Anyway, I am actually going to maybe do a whole separate video about those, little unboxing. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm half shot. I'm going to look like a retard or an idiot trying to do it, but I'll get set up and shoot that, I suppose. Pretty excited. I was really bummed about my two tools breaking right when I needed them, but this is going to cheer me up. It got here like a week and a half early, so that was nice, but it's quite the beastly piece of equipment. Anyway, thanks so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.